All right, DHF Quarantine episode number 2. We're a little more structured this time. We got a bunch of boys on from, I guess, various teams, various walks of life, some Team USA members and stuff like that. You know me, Shaq and Sean, but I guess we'll kind of go around the horn here, boys. Introduce yourselves, tell them why you're famous, and I guess, you know, a little bit of look at maybe your playing career and stuff like that. So, Ruiz, let's start with you since you're my favorite player, so we'll start with you.
Well, I'm Jonny Ruiz. I'm from New Jersey. I'm a member of the U.S. men's national team, and I play for the Warriors, Gods, Arsenal. I've been around for a little bit, so that's pretty much it.
How are you holding up in the quarantine? What are you doing to pass the time day to day?
Just going nuts. I have 2 nieces, 3 years old, running around, so I've been chasing them for a while, but working out, just trying to stay busy. Working on my skills with the game, just shooting around, stick handle around the house, stuff like that.
I can dig it. Let's kick it over to Chris. Chris, what's up, bud? Introduce yourself and I guess tell everybody how you're holding up in the quarantine.
For sure. My name's Chris Liebers. I'm in Pittsburgh. I play for the Gods. I played on the USA, played on the junior teams growing up. I actually started in Penn Hills with Billy, playing their all-star program growing up. So we go way back. And then Jonny being his cousin, we go back to the quarantine's been pretty tough on me. Off work right now. I got a 3-year-old daughter, chasing her around. You know, like Jonny says, like just chaos all the time, and you know, no relent there. So it's tough, but everybody, you know, people are a lot worse off. So kind of just chugging along.
All right, let's go. Oh, who's next? Sullivan? Kick it over to you. I don't know you quite so well. So what are you famous for? How you holding up?
Not much. Sorry, my dog's probably going to bark here in a second. The quarantine's not great. It's, you know, I go over to my mom's house to say hello and have my dog play with her dog for a minute. And then I come back to my apartment. I'm here all day. And, you know, I work out a little bit. And I essentially just watch video hockey. I do some scouting, and we just finished our draft on Saturday, so now looking forward to the draft for next year. So started doing some chopping up video there, and then just watching some Netflix and movies, and you know, trying to stay you know, entertained there. But hockey wise, from Pittsburgh, I play for Penn Hills Arsenal. Man, getting old now. Played on the men's team since, when was the first one? Since 2007, all the way up through 2017. A couple of junior teams in 06 and 08. Yeah, so still play with Arsenal, and I'm all good over here, guys.
Well, who does that leave? That leaves Korey.
Yeah, rounded out with Korey Wilson.
What's up, bud?
Not much. I'm Korey Wilson, as you said, from Massachusetts. Play for USA and also the Liebers Americans. You know, Massachusetts right now is in a pretty big debacle with everyone trying to stay at home, but I unfortunately have to work, so I got a little bit of both worlds going on. But other than that, when I'm home, just breaking windows and lights in the basement, shooting around, and then having going to Home Depot and replacing them again.
Well, that was kind of what I was going to lead with was like, what are you guys doing to, I guess, pass the time to, are there any out of the box like habits other than, you know, binge watching Netflix and eating Doritos? I mean, have you guys had to tailor your workouts, or you're remodeling the house? I've been doing some flooring and stuff too. So, I mean, Korey, kick it off, but what are you doing to pass the time?
Well, it's actually funny. I do floors for a living, so I've been redoing my floors. I painted my whole kitchen. I mean, I'm not running out of stuff to do, but I'm getting sick of stuff to do. I mean, I was supposed to get married in 2 weeks from like tomorrow. That got postponed, so just trying to figure all that stuff out. So definitely had plenty of stuff to deal with so far.
It's crazy. You know, you wonder about people like funerals and then, you know, weddings, things like that. That's such a big thing in your life. You spend so much money and it just gets pushed back. That's what I'm in the middle of a move. We just closed on a house, and luckily everything's like, normal. But with a wedding, you can't have people together. You can't, it's just us on the house, so nothing changed. But Korey, what are they telling you to do?
So pretty much, they said they could hold off, but they moved the date to May. So now we ended up moving it to November. But all the stuff people had bought us for our shower says April 25th. So we're still gonna get married April 25th. Probably me, her, and maybe a couple parents and anyone that can be there and will be there, and then just kind of go from there and just have, I guess, a $20,000 wedding party in 7 months.
Sounds like the best part.
I know. I won't have to actually be too nervous at that point. Already been married for 7 months.
All right, boys, we're getting a little too morbid here. You're making me depressed. So here's what I want to know. So all of our gyms are shut down. I don't have an at-home gym. I don't have a facility or anything like that. So outside of doing some push-ups and crunches or running a hill, how are you guys getting through? What's the regimen to keep Team USA, in top shape for when this finally does blow over?
Well, I'll
Ruiz, you're the captain, maybe, or Sully, go ahead.
Well, sorry, I was filling the silence. I went and I got a band, okay, one of those bands, and you do a bunch of different things with those. And I got 2 sets of dumbbells and a bench. And I'll tell you what, I spend a half hour every day just looking for different stuff to do. And surprisingly, there's a whole bunch of different things. Now, if I end up doing it all, probably not, but there are different ways to do stuff at home, and getting outside and running around a little bit is always good. I'd be lying to you if I said I did it, but these guys who are still playing on USA, I'd recommend doing it. And I mean, you just got to be somewhat creative, all of a sudden we don't have benches and things like that. Well, okay, get something light and do it 40 times instead of doing something 10 times. It's not quantum physics. You just got to look into it and figure out a way to do it,
Yeah, I think the big thing for me too is, just healthy eating habits and taking advantage of no stress at work and being able to sleep more. Those are things that when the daily hustle's going on, you kind of lose track on, but they're so important. So, taking advantage of that stuff, and then like Billy said, just getting creative and body weight exercises, targeting different things than you would, regular exercises at the gym.
I got that home gym in my backyard that I built. So just trying to, instead of doing the same routine over and over again, I switch it up every week. So that's been helping. And then, like I said about my nieces, if they were running around the house chasing them, keeps my cardio up, and then lifting them up and down. The one's getting pretty heavy now, so a lot of reps of that, chasing them around too. So that helps. And I'm working on my golf game. My golf game, short game, is going to be real good. So whoever wants to play when this is all over, we got to play. So.
Shoot, I like it. So let's switch it back to hockey. Thinking about 2019 and kind of some of the stuff that we're missing from, maybe the upcoming season or some of the things we might miss out on. I've been kind of looking back on past games and, past tournaments that we've covered and stuff like that. So maybe give me a highlight from last year and something that you were looking to build on for this year. What's a notable memory from 2019 hockey related, ball hockey?
I'll go first. Well, starting that new team, the Warriors and Indians, I wasn't able to play with them the first couple tournaments. So watching their progression through on, and then finally being able to play with them in top tournaments like club championships or North American. So that was a blast. And seeing them grow really was something that I took from that past year.
I like it.
Boys.
I mean, we got some Team USA guys here. The only tournament that we've actually been at was the club championships. And if memory serves, I think each and every one of you was there, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that we're pretty bummed in Pittsburgh that we're going to be missing out on. Korey did a great job. We were all so proud of that tournament, and with the result, with that championship game being what it was, we were just hoping to piggyback off that and carry the momentum into this year and continue to show. So I think that'll be a big loss, but hopefully, people understand and the anticipation builds for when it comes around next year.
Yeah, that tournament was, just from a selfish standpoint, it's really nice to play at home, every once in a while. I mean, you don't think about it, but like, for all the teams in Pittsburgh, there's no home tournaments until Korey made that one. So we're always traveling. So sleeping in your own bed one time was really, really great. Not to mention the Korey did a great job, like Chris said, and the competition was fantastic. Our play-in game for Arsenal was against, the damn Americans in the play-in
Bill.
game. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm trying to forget about that one.
Yeah, well, I got plenty there I'm trying to forget about. But my point being, like, the playing game was that was the playing game. Everything, piled on after that. But in terms of hockey-wise, I mean, once you get all the top teams together, it's going to be good competition. But the clubs is one that, I personally am bummed out about this whole thing,
Absolutely.
Yeah, even beyond us, I wonder about the kids, the junior. I don't know that the juniors have been canceled yet.
Yeah,
they were canceled.
Same thing with my school.
Postponed, right?
Yeah, the U20s postponed for the ISBHF. What we think we're going to do is they were talking about doing it in the fall, but people don't want to do it because kids are going back to school. So what we're thinking is just doing it the following year, having men's and juniors at the same time for the same year, but making it essentially U21 so it's the same teams.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's good that those kids aren't missing out. I was worried about sometimes that's a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of the learning that spot. Yeah.
We're hoping that's what they do. That's kind of what they thought. Nothing's official.
I heard they were going to try and push everything back a year, so the men's and women's will be 2022 or 2021, 2022 and so on. So hopefully I'd rather see them do it all one summer. That would be pretty cool to see every age group play, but it'll be a lot, I think, with traveling and stuff like that. So
juniors. That being said, it would just be a one-time thing, and then they could get back to normal. I mean, with the world the way it is, I mean, we're all gonna have to adjust. If we want to get out some events.
In some way, yeah.
Yeah, if they cancel the NHL, but the ISBHF might still.
They said we're good.
Well, shoot, boys. So back to the club championships. Since that, I guess I've just been watching those videos the most, I guess, so they're on the front of my mind. But what do you guys think was maybe the biggest upset or the biggest underdog team or player, anything like that, from either that tournament or the rest of the season? Who's kind of come to the forefront? Ruiz, we'll go with you because I thought Garden State really jumped out in front of the pack there much more than I thought anybody would. So you got any votes there?
I mean, I would like to say them for sure, but I mean, I thought it was pretty cool seeing Red Light come down and transition from 3-on-3 to 5-on-5, and just watching that whole tournament pan out. I mean, there was a lot of things that happened that you were shocked. I think the Warriors, we went into a shootout every single round robin game. So like Billy said, that competition there was unbelievable. So yeah, I would say the Warriors for sure. Definitely stand out in my eyes.
Is that the future of Team USA there too? Wearing blue jerseys already?
Who knows? I mean, if they stick with it and work hard, anything can happen. So we were proud of, I think we had 6 guys this past year represent Team USA. So it was pretty cool. We want to build from there. But
yeah, that's great to see those guys because, I grew up playing the Gamblers and the Supreme teams with Johnny's older brother running the show, most of those. And they were always older guys they were tops in the country, but they were older guys. And now they have the young guns coming up. And that's just, that comes from Johnny. How many kids are playing in that youth program?
I think GT has the most of anything. And we have a pool from each age group in different towns, which is good. So they all seem to love it. They seem to want to play for everyone, and come up, and we're building 2 strong teams. So we have a lot to choose from right now.
No, that's a testament to that. I think that's great.
That was what we wanted. We had too many guys playing on different teams. I was with Arsenal at one point, and then with the Gods. Dennis Hickey was with the only Jersey team, Jersey Fresh. Kenny Petrone and Andrew Weatherby with Arsenal. Zimmerman, I think,
Was
played with the
us.
Americans most of the time.
Yeah.
So it was like we're all spread out. We wanted to get everyone together. So that was the big turning thing that we want to play. You know, like Billy said, you love playing at home. So we wanted to get all the guys together at home and build up 2 teams so we can try to compete.
It's good that you guys have gotten that together too, because, you know, just not to sound like rude or abrupt or anything, it was absolutely idiotic that New Jersey didn't have a team forever. You know what I mean? Like half the talent in the sports in New Jersey, and they were all spread out amongst all of us. You know, so good. Don't get mad at each other and break it up. Keep it going. Get 6 more.
Good for the whole ball hockey community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wonder about the Americans, because they used to be the young guns too, and now they're starting to you know, get a little bit older. So I wonder.
Still dominate those Can-Ams and Nationals though. Playing at home, they're tough. Figure out a way to win.
Yeah.
That's why we're excited for upcoming Drake It now with the Gods making an appearance. Well, technically Fitchburg.
Fitchburg, right? Fitchburg, the new deck that's out there.
Yeah, the new
That should be
deck.
exciting.
Yeah, hopefully it draws a lot of attention. The area could use it after something like this.
I think everybody's going to be itching. I hope everybody goes. Johnny, are you guys going to that tournament too?
I believe so. I don't know when my ice will start up. So depending on that, if I play ice another season, if not, then I'll be there for sure. But I think so. Everyone's pretty bummed about the tournaments now getting canceled. So like you said, that'll be something to look forward to and really focus on getting there.
And it really seems like that's probably going to be the first one to really start off the 2020 season.
Yeah, the only one maybe.
Yeah, besides Harrisburg.
Yeah, just hope it goes off, you know.
Wash your hands, man. Maybe it'll happen.
Right.
I don't know. Korey texted me. I don't know if I'm like breaking any news or anything, Chris, but about combo and for that. I haven't talked to the guys yet though.
Oh, well, Pittsburgh United back.
I don't know. Texas a day old. I don't know how if you guys have a bunch of guys going or what. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if he's so far out, he's kind of just feeling everything out and see what turns out. But yeah, I know everybody's going to be itching to play in something. So it's either going to be the best beach bash of all time or the biggest tournament.
Yeah, right. Oh man, somebody might die down there.
Goal hockey, those guys, man, I feel for those guys too. Well, they had to cancel
2
North Americans, 2
North
out of
American.
the 3.
Yeah, it's not good. And I mean, obviously we're talking about the adult, but for the kids side, if this goes through the end of May and I lose the Midwest Regional and the normal local tournament, like I can't. I did the math, and it's enough to make you want to jump off something. It's tough. It is tough, especially when that's your income. It's not something for fun. But that's what it is, man. I'm not the only we're not the only ones in that boat.
Right. Yeah.
Well, a lot of tournaments are going under, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about this summer national tournament in quad? Is that still a go or is that July?
Hey man, I'm trying my best not to pitch that right away, but if we're looking good. So here's actually what I was going to ask you guys. So some of you guys have played some 3-on-3. I know all of you guys are heavy into 5-on-5. We're kind of in our own little bubble here in the Quad Cities with the 3-on-3 and Team USA's out of here and stuff like that. What is the initial perception of 3-on-3 from the 5-on-5 community? Maybe before they play it, what's the initial face value? How's it perceived?
I feel like a lot of people think it's like less running and less work and don't really get the actual game of it till they step on the rink and are like, holy shit, I don't stop moving my feet because my guy just runs from end to end and all over the rink and I got to play position. And a lot of type of players, that's not their game style. So they just automatically knock it off right away because they don't like the style.
Yeah, it's a lot of skill. Me and Nick Levesque always joke about it at ice hockey, like, 5-on-5 is better, 3-on-3 better. But honestly, they're both a blast. I mean, I feel like 3-on-3 helps your game for 5-on-5, whether it's a D zone, whether it's, man-on-man coverage, stuff like that. But a lot of shooting. You could shoot from anywhere on the rink. smaller rink being that, and it's exciting. I mean, I personally love it. I was looking forward to that tournament this year, but yeah, it's similar, definitely similar. Style's a little different, but it's a blast.
This isn't your exact question, but I got a little 3-on-3 story that it's Chris's fault. Chris and I put a team together in the first annual Burroughs Cup. It had to have been, what was that, over a decade ago, Chris?
Oh, I think I was there for that. When he got
7 or 8, something.
It was 07 or it might have been a little after that because we stopped at college.
No,
This
was 11.
I was in school from 08 to 12. Anyways, we were the Penn Hills Blues, Greater Pittsburgh Dyke Hockey Blues, and we had these awesome Reebok Blues jerseys, and we never got to wear them because damn Chris lost it before the tournament started. So we had to round up some random T-shirts to wear in the 3-on-3 tournament, and that basically soured me on 3-on-3 forever, and I haven't been back. So it's Chris's fault.
Bill, isn't this also the time Liebers hit somebody in the face with a slap shot?
Yeah,
That happens all the time, though. You can't control it.
They're on top of you. On this 3-on-3 race, they're just on top of you, and sometimes they just get to you too much. So one goes wild. No, that tournament, that first one, it didn't help us either, Billy, that we had, 3 50-year-olds, me, you, and a terrible goalie. So.
Oh, man, our goalie was lights out from the hash marks down, but they would rip it from the other end, and it would curve on him, and it would go in, and he just wanted to stab the poor kid.
We were hoping to play you guys in the finals.
Yeah, that wasn't
an American final.
Yeah, half of our team had a foot in the grave, so it wasn't our best team.
It's all right. Red light put us in the grave in the finals.
Yeah, those they look gimmicky, but to your point, like you said, it's just nonstop running, and once you get out there, you're like,
yeah, dude, you want to die.
That's what I get into because you can't even play a system because they all know what they're doing, and you don't know what you just.
They all do that one run, stop, and one time across, and your goalie's like, dude, you're gonna cover him, and you're like, I had him 2 seconds ago. It's like, dude, well, that sucks. He scored 6 goals in 5 minutes.
I think that's kind of my personal thing. I appreciate how difficult it is, and it's fun to watch and it's skilled. I had nothing negative to say about it. But from a selfish, point of view, my game, the way I play ball hockey is very systematic and try to make mistake free. And all of a sudden, everything I've learned my whole life kind of goes out the window, and it's a whole new game, and it's I suck at it. So not my favorite thing. But I appreciate it. But I really do like watching it. I'm not going to lie. It's fun to watch.
It's a blast to play in. I played in that tournament with the Gods, and we played it against the Deckheads, and there was probably close to 200, 300 people there. It was unbelievable, the atmosphere and all that. And the only thing that sucked was how hot it was during the day. Running in the heat in Iowa is tough, but I brought it up to the Garden State teams about going because it's a real good time. So I definitely want to go back.
Do it.
Hopefully it works out and happens.
I'd like to do it one more time too.
Do it, boys. We'll lock you in a spot. We'll do some insider trading. We'll get you in there.
Already
the Toronto team
Deckheads.
came down and bested us last year.
Yeah, Ruiz is already signed.
Yeah, Ruiz is a hometown guy now. Welcome to the club.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
But so probably I'm going to regret saying this, but so Shaq and Sean and I, we went up and we played in a 5-on-5 tournament in Chicago not too long ago during the winter. And, I grew up playing ice. Shaq grew up playing ice. I think Sean did as well. But 5-on-5 is no stranger to me, but never played it in ball hockey, all 3-on-3 for ball hockey. And we went up there with a team of really talented guys, and then we just got absolutely embarrassed. We got shellacked. So tell me what the heck I need to do to be good at 5-on-5. Because on paper, we were great, and then we looked like we'd never held a stick before.
Got to watch film on the game first, I guess. Yeah. I don't really know.
Dude, I do. I have a podcast, man.
I bet there's a lot of odd man breaks and lack of defensive coverage because that 3-on-3, if that's what you're used to, you can't chase a guy for 185 feet, down an open rink like that, as opposed to playing man in the 3-on-3. So, yeah, it's a different world for sure, but I think that's even the deck hockey to ball hockey, that was a big transition for some teams. And even still, it's like these kids that play on the decks growing up for their all-star programs, it's a tough transition for these world tournaments. So, that's how you try to coach them up, is practicing on those big rinks and things like that.
We're still doing that as a country. When did we just cancel deck hockey not too long ago? We're still transitioning from deck hockey to ball hockey, trying to figure it out,
Right.
Yeah, everything's about ball control, really. I mean, everyone wants to go 100 miles per hour down the other end and score, but it really all starts in your own end. Even if you have to take 4 minutes to get it out, but if you can get it out smooth and correct, I mean, it's the best way instead of rushing everything and just making yourself run around more than you need to.
Yeah.
Well, certainly one of the worst times of my life. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, boys, we got absolutely bested by some bad players too.
You play the Thunderwolves.
Yeah, they were good. They should have beat us, but man, there were a couple of teams that were full of guys that were just like past their prime, not good at all, and then we were just getting absolutely embarrassed. You're not a good team play. But I was going to transition that away. So we talked a little bit about the various tournaments and stuff with the Pittsburgh tournament coming up, the North Americans not being done. Hopefully our tournament is still on. We'd love to have you guys. But what in your mind, like maybe when that calendar rolls over to 2020 before this whole thing jumped off, what date on your calendar, what's the biggest tournament that we have to win kind of moment? Like where is that falling through?
Well, if it's next year, the World Championships, but probably clubs or North Americans are the big ones you circle on your calendar every year to want to win. It's real tough to. Personally, I've only been on a team that won it once. I mean, I'm not selfish like Liebers where he's won it like 5 times or whatever, but those are big tournaments you want to be a part of and want to win. So those are the ones you look forward to.
Personally, Jimmy or Doc and I were coaching the U20 team, so really was looking forward to that. But after that, all the tournaments kind of blend together for me, whether in a good way, not in a bad way, whether it's Barrie and it's a little bit different up there, it's North American or it's clubs or it's Harrisburg, like all the tournaments, we're all playing like the same teams who are playing each other for the most part. I mean, clubs is kind of what I'm looking forward to a little bit more now, just, because it's home and, we have some of our friends and stuff can come out, but all the tournaments, there's not many of them. I mean, like the big tournaments, so there's 4 or 5 of them. And when we play, it's always a big deal to us personally. And, I just get excited when a tournament's coming up. I don't care which one it is,
Yeah, I feel the same.
Well, then maybe even biggest rivalry would be a good question. Like, is there a team, like when the Gods played the Red Light, I was so hyped for that. I couldn't imagine. And I don't know what it's like from being a player because obviously I'm a freaking plug. I can't get anything done. Otherwise, I'd be playing against you guys. But
so I can tell you, I mean, Korey does a great job of just getting everybody fired up. And even in some of the videos, you can overhear his speeches, just the passion. And, everybody played on USA for Korey. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But
Absolutely.
We didn't know what to expect going into that Red Light game. And that Friday night game, the place was packed. Everybody, we knew everybody. We felt like celebrities. So that was just such a great atmosphere. And, when they came out, they were literally the best team I've ever played against. And that includes those World Championships because they played together for 20 years. And it's not, a group of incredibly skilled guys coming together for one tournament. They were the best team that I've ever played. So, like, seeing that, and then being able to have the results that we did against them, that was just, I don't know if it's a rivalry, maybe it became a rivalry over that weekend, but just the feeling of playing against someone that skilled and taking control, that felt pretty great.
I don't know much.
How about a Team USA Canada? I was going to go to you, Ruiz. What about Team USA Canada, unless I'm cutting you off?
No, I mean, I was going to go back to just previous tournaments, like big rivalries that not just a player, just watching I enjoyed was the Gods and the Leominster Blackhawks. It seemed like they were at one point they were just playing each other every tournament in the finals, and it would be like triple overtime, stuff like that. So that was exciting. The Canada-US, I mean,
Not really a big rivalry.
I wouldn't say so. It's not big like the Czechs and Slovaks when they go and play each other.
We never really played each other very often.
Yeah,
I feel like it didn't happen often.
We played them this past year.
Slovak.
I don't think I played them since like 2013, like men's at least. I think we played them in 2014 in the juniors core, right? I think we played them in our last round
robin. We played them twice, yeah.
They were
2009 when we had to play them to get into the A pool because the men's team, the U.S. teams before 2009 were old and sucked forever. And in 2009, we actually took a good team and we played our way out of the B pool. And there's a crossover game against the top seeded A pool team, and it was Canada. And we beat them. I think it was Steve Gregory scored in overtime. If it wasn't Steve, I'm sorry for whoever it was, but it was an awesome feeling. But like to go along with Johnny says, I feel like we didn't play them a ton. And I know we played them at least, when I was on the team a few times, but it should be a bigger rivalry than it is, I guess is what I'm getting at.
It'll build.
Bigger rivalry is the Slovakian team right now. I mean, we played them like 3 or 4 times in the last like 2 years.
Yeah, they're a solid team. They're just good all around, and that 2015 still stings for sure. That's something that we could all build from, obviously. And playing them this past year, I think we jumped up 2-0 lead on them. But knowing how good that team is, man, they didn't quit. They ended up beating us in overtime. So that team's definitely a rivalry, and I think in my mind, and Korey's and Bill. I mean, you guys were there in 15, so hopefully that can build up. We get a team back to get back on that big stage at that gold medal game. Hopefully,
that was the worst thing that's ever happened in the history
of life
of ball hockey. It's just off. I can't even think about it, man. We were punching them in the face for a period and a half, 2 periods even.
Yeah.
Just took it off the gas. I can't even think about it.
Yeah, it's sickening.
Literally the worst ball hockey moment ever in life. And it should be like such a great memory.
Yeah.
That it's
we'll get more shots at it. We'll get more shots at it for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that being said, I mean, what's in store for Team USA as we move forward? I mean, do you guys see us growing? Are there new up-and-coming players that we should be looking out for? I mean, do you guys see us on the podium at any point? Because the ladies are making you guys look bad, and I fancy myself a misogynist, so we got to fix that, obviously. I mean, what do we got to hang our hats on, boys?
We'll get back there. I mean, it was this past summer. It was tough with a lot of guys bailing and like having work stuff or like family things they had to stay back for. So we had a lot of I think we had like 14 rookies basically with their first time on that, playing at that level. So like you said, there's always young kids coming up to look forward to, especially in Pittsburgh. There's a lot of young kids like on that Billy and Doc's U20 team that they're definitely kids you want to go and go and watch and see them grow. So they're solid and exciting players. So I'm sure it won't be long until we're back up on that podium. So
I think one thing to trying to jump off or the jump on top of the one thing that and I'm not trying to downplay the sport at all in any way. So one thing we need more of, we need more Koreys in terms of good coaches. And, it's an issue, at least in the States. Like we need more people who can teach the game and teach ball hockey and explain, why we're going 4 across at the blue line when we're defending the penalty kill, or why we're going, we're coming up with 2 instead of 1, or we have 3 on one side and 1 on the other as opposed to 2 and 2, and different systematic things but people don't understand it because ball hockey is relatively new. But now, since we've been doing ball hockey for a while in the States, people should start to have a pretty good grasp on it. And we don't have ball hockey teachers.
We don't have
enough of them. And that's something that will hurt us on the international stage until these kids growing up get it all the time, not just for 2 months before the tournament. You got to learn the game. And then when they come together at the end, hopefully it's a hell of a product. But that is a big concern of mine going forward.
So that's in the works, Shaq. I think Korey's been in touch with you guys talking about just kind of unifying the entire country, getting everybody together on the same page with, like, Jersey started out with their their youth program, they're doing a league, and it's transferred up into adult, I think, if I'm not wrong. It's a league. It's like a point system, and the objective is regional winners play each other in like a national tournament. So if that happens at the adult level, it trickles down to the youth level. You have coaching clinics, you have referee clinics, everything's standardized across the board. That's where that final product's going to come in. It's in the works. It's just a matter of, like Billy said, finding the right people, and you guys getting the word out. I think is so important to things like that. So
it's a process, and it's a process that you have to build. So totally understand.
Yeah.
But the men's team going forward, I mean, I know, some of the guys still on it, and it's going to be very good again. I mean, they're just, there are kids that, I can stick my head out my window right now and yell real loud, and there's 2 kids that can hear me that are going to be very good on that team. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of good players. So don't worry about
name them on camera, man. Call them out. Why aren't they why don't I know who they are? Call them out.
There's a kid by the name of Danny Cunningham, who I'm sure Chris knows who I'm talking about. Yeah. He's a good young player. He's on the U18 team. He's starting to play with us. He was supposed to, his first tournament was supposed to be with us in North Americans. There's a kid by the name of Andes who plays with Jonny a little bit, plays with Arsenal a little bit right now, but he's on the U20. And I don't know if you guys are aware of how good Jordan Albright is at this game, but that kid is an absolute freak of nature. I've been watching this a long time. He's the best U20 aged individual player I've ever seen, and not to downplay anybody. Bobby Hauser was amazing. Jonny was one of the best I've seen, and they're all in that category. Jordan. And he has that separation speed that like McDavid has, and he's a good kid on top of it. So don't worry about going forward with it. We just got to mature up a little bit. That's all.
Definitely,
I like it. And then actually,
that kid surprised me with playing in the men's level this past time. I was a little worried about it, but he proved me wrong. And he's an elite player, like Bill said, and he's an exciting kid to watch. And I was really looking forward to him his last year U20s playing with. So hopefully we get that next year. We get to watch him do it and watch him play for the men's again. So definitely a lot of core kids I had 3 kids that I helped send for the 3-on-3 junior team from Jersey area, and those kids are similar to Jordan, or the strange breed. They're 2 of them are twice my size. They're just ginormous, and they're smart, and they work hard. So it's this stuff you'll love to see.
No, I like that. And I had a general idea of what we were going to talk about before we started this whole thing, but we kind of got off on a good tangent there. So I just went with it. But originally I was thinking we could do some kind of like how they do like senior superlatives when you're in high school, whatever. So we've talked enough about Albright. So, but like of not even necessarily up and comers, but everyone in general, whether they're a Team USA member or a 13-year-old kid, who would you give like the sickest hands award to if you had to pick one?
They might be on this call.
Yeah. Korey?
Might be on this call? It's me?
The kid with the new puppy dog. Yeah, look at you. I think Korey Wilson. Yeah.
Definitely.
Sickest hand.
He even got some new tricks.
He's a rink rat. He's on the rink every day, man.
Yeah,
No, I'm in my
What are we in for, Korey? What's the new tricks?
I'll have to post some videos on Basement Hockey. My boy Cody Swift. He's got all the new stuff.
We need it. We'll put it up on Deck Hockey Focus. But what about like the biggest loudmouth, or what was like the best chirp you heard in 2019 if you had to give one?
We had a guy on our bench who blew out his hip, and he's been out a little while. And we were going against the Godfathers, and the Godfathers are our kryptonite. We just have trouble against them. Every game's 1-0. But anyways, we have a guy on our team who he's gained some weight since he blew out his hip, and he was chirping one of the guys on the Godfathers, and the Godfathers guy asked him if he had diabetes, and it kind of made the whole bench erupt with his delivery. It was pretty that was the best one I've heard in a while.
No, that's good. Anybody else got a get a good chirp? I like chirps. I'm a pretty loud mouth. I don't know if you guys have caught on to that yet, but that's my favorite. I'm not good at hockey, so I have to talk a lot.
Doc chirps a lot. Jimmy Doherty on the Dogs.
He's a big though. He's a squealer.
Yeah, he has a high pitched voice, and not on. I might have one too, but he has a pretty good mouth that gets going, and he's quick witted, so that always helps it.
No, that's fantastic. So I know that I'm basically a superstitious guy. I got to tape my stick a certain way. I got to wear. I'm very particular about stuff. I won't get into it, but you guys got anybody that's the most superstitious or has like the weird tick on the team?
None that I can think of.
You guys got any weird superstitions yourself? Something you just gotta have?
Well, ice hockey, when I'm playing at home, I have to ride the elevator instead of taking the stairs. I ride the elevator up and down twice. That's my thing before a home game. I don't know about anyone else, but.
I mean, I put my left side on first, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if I put my right side on. So I've never been too big in the superstition part.
I mean, the only thing I got is I'm always the last one to get dressed. I wait till everyone's dressed, then I get dressed. Last one to walk out, carry the balls, make them all wait, get them all a little riled up, and then drop the balls. That's pretty much it.
That's a good one.
No, I like it. So I want to say, Wilson, the last time I saw you was at the end of the club championships. You look like you had 1 or 2 sodas in you at that point.
Yeah, we'll take that to Billy.
Can't pick Korey Wilson unless you got a good story to tell. But who's got the best, celebrations? Who's the biggest booze hound? Who's hitting the bars? Or maybe is it the Godfathers? I don't know well you guys know them, but they seem like they get after it.
James Brown looks like he has a great time, win or lose. That guy always has his speaker basketball. So,
yeah,
one guy I would want to play with just because of that.
He seems like a good dude. I don't know him. Yeah. He seems like a good dude.
Yeah, I find it to be our team usually getting the drunkest, usually with the Godfather.
Massachusetts teams in general definitely drink. Wise drink the most. Yes. Yes. It's just do you want to have another beer? Why wouldn't I? Kind of thing.
And then it turns into 7 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goal is if you're going to play the Americans on Sunday, you better play them at 7 in the morning because they're likely to be a little banged up still, and after that, you're in trouble.
Yeah, just look at clubs. We got knocked out by Billy at 7. We were all drunk by 8:30.
Jesus, boys. Well, the last one I only had was so that was kind of I don't know how. I'm sure you guys are all religious followers of Deck Hockey Focus, so you watched our last episode. But I was kind of getting after Shackelford because I got a video of me sniping him out. But then my celebration was like a little feminine, not gonna lie. But it was genuine. I was hyped. But so who's got like the best celly or who's got the most, chaotic when they score a goal? They just love themselves too much.
Johnny.
There's another one.
I get pretty jacked up.
Superman.
You got the Superman. You got the salsa. I remember. Eric Zimmerman told me when we were in 2015. He goes, "You score, you got to do the salsa." So I did it, and that kind of took off with George Portugal and a couple other people. But you just get jacked up. You're excited, You help your team out and try to get the boys riled up. So it's a lot of fun.
I've seen Johnny do the Superman in warm-ups before, so it's really not.
Gotta warm everyone up, man.
For those watching who haven't seen you in a tournament and score a goal, show us what's the Superman, what's the salsa.
Oh, it's like the Cam Newton. You just gotta you throw it up, you pull out your chest, pull out the S. Superman, baby.
What about the salsa?
Salt. I can't do the salt. I don't got my white shoes today. If I had my white shoes, I'd do
it. Holy Cowboys. Well, hey, I think we're probably wrapping her up here. We're probably coming up on an hour pretty soon. So what I wanted to leave everybody with was I feel like everybody's been probably binge watching everything under the sun, Tiger King, whatever. But I want it to be hockey focused. So can't pick Miracle because that's my favorite hockey movie. But let's go around the horn and everybody give a binge watch, something that you got the time on your hands. Let's get some hockey knowledge out there. And what's the best hockey movie?
Youngblood. Youngblood's a good one. It's older, but
Youngblood's a good one. I mean, Slapshot's just lights out. Yeah, so was Youngblood though.
I mean, Mr. Alaska.
Mr. Alaska.
Mr. Alaska.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
You never forget Miracle. I mean, it's pretty much USA's greatest hockey movie they've ever made.
So I think everybody should watch this. There's two 30 for 30s. There's a documentary and a 30 for 30 on the Red Army.
Yeah, those are real good.
Unbelievable.
Red Army's great.
There's
Bob
one.
Probert documentary just came out not too long ago too. I don't know if you guys caught that. That's a good one.
Yeah. There's no, sorry to cut you off. I just watched the Bob Probert one last night, but there's a documentary on the Red Army, the 1980 game, but they do it from the Russian
the Russian
viewpoint.
31.
That one's fantastic, and you see like the CIA getting involved and like bringing players into the NHL, and that's how they got here. It's insane.
Yeah,
look that one up.
That reminds me. On iTunes, you can get there's a documentary. It's called I forget what it's called. It's called The Russian Five. It's about the Russian Five guys who are on the Red Wings and how they got them over here, and they do a fantastic job with it. That's one of the best hockey docs I've seen in a while, and they got everybody in it, Fedorov, and how they got Mogilny over before and things like that. It's a good one. Definitely watch that one. But I don't know about you guys, but not just like movies, but like I just find myself watching hockey games or film. Like I chop up film all the time now, so I'm watching and rewatching kids that I've watched 100 times. But like I just all of a sudden like I'll blow through 4 hours quickly. You know what I mean? Just watching shifts and stuff. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it's something you guys like to do, but I enjoy doing it.
I mean, right now in the background, I got our Czech versus game from 2017, and Jonny just scored a fake phantom goal, and the crowd is not happy.
Great.
Celebrate. You sell it on the celebration, man. You get a good goal. So
the crowd after that because they were throwing bottles down at us, and one of them almost killed the girl who was
I remember that.
Yeah,
it was nuts.
The fans aren't too happy right now. And they won't be too happy when Cody scores this goal in about 20 minutes.
Wait, so they're throwing bottles at you guys when you're playing overseas? What the heck? Tell me about that.
So they scored and they called no goal because it was in and out and they didn't have video review. But on the Jumbotron, it showed it going in. So it happened once for them, and then I hit crossbar, and they called it a goal. So once that happened, they all just lost it, just chucking bottles. I'm pretty sure they poured beer from the second row behind our bench where our women's team was, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, bottles, money, like everything. They're throwing like anything hard they could throw at us.
We literally had to leave the rink going through like a separate door because the fans were trying to like climb the benches and fight us. One ref got sucker punched in the face. Like,
there's some video of it, at least the beginning of it. I know Pooch on Facebook shared it because he was in the crowd, but like it was like they weren't just like dropping stuff from the stands.
They were throwing.
They were chucking like 2 liters of bottles, and it was heavy. I don't know. They weren't happy with the call.
And the best part is outside the rink, they had a giant Jumbotron, and they just played it for 4 days on repeat.
Over and over again, hitting the crossbar.
On slow-mo, just all day.
Wait, so were you guys freaking out when you were there, or did it kind of like get you hyped up more? Like,
no, I thought
you feel the hatred.
No,
it was a good game, a fun game to be a part of. Anyway, I ended up getting hurt. I hurt my knee from slipping on the rink because it was all wet, so I was rattled by that. But just atmosphere like that in general, it gets you hyped to play. So we were kind of feeding off it going into that last period.
That's the one thing about Worlds, and if we ever have Worlds in the States again, which, you know, who knows, but they pack the house. You know, they absolutely pack the house when their local team plays, or if it's the gold medal game. Like, not for everybody, and understandably, you know, but it's an experience. Like, you know, in 2011 when we played in Slovakia, every year, whenever you play the home team, it's great over there. Switzerland in 2015.
Yeah, and Swiss was even in the final.
Fantastic. And that's the one thing about people wanting to bring it over to the States. And I haven't talked to Korey about this if he wants to or not. And hopefully maybe that is a thing that we do. But getting the 10,000 people there like they do is probably the most significant obstacle. I don't know what you guys think on that.
No, I agree with that fully.
Yeah, we don't have enough. We don't have a fan base to do it. They just have people that literally are in school and they're like, all right, fundraiser, vacation, whatever you want to call it. We're leaving school and we're going to watch USA play Pakistan at 10:30 in the morning.
Well, they do it because it's the national thing, right? They have so much national pride. Like they could be playing, they could be watching cockroaches race or something. If it's Slovakia playing somebody else, they're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where here, it's,
People
hockey community is a fantastic community. I've been in it my entire life. We're in a bubble though a little bit. It's not maxed out. And I know that's what you guys are trying to do, and I appreciate the hell out of you guys for doing it. We all gotta try to figure out a way to get it out to the masses a little bit, and whatever we can do, let us know and we'll be a part of it. But it is an obstacle. It is an obstacle for sure.
Well, I think there's nowhere to go but up. But, I mean, you did mention the most important thing is that people tune into Deck Hockey Focus. So if everybody could close out by just telling us your favorite thing about me and Shackelford and Sean, our show, and how important we are to everyone, that would be great.
I'll start. I think it was you guys losing 5,000 viewers at that Chicago tournament. You started to
I took my shot and I missed.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you boys coming on. We couldn't do this stuff without you,
Well, it's good you guys are doing this, and you reach out to so many different people. Like right now, you've been reaching out to different guys, and whether it's 3-on-3 or 5-on-5, and that's the biggest thing to get it out there and get it known. So keep doing what you guys are doing. It's a blast to do and be a part of. So enjoying it.
Yep.
I love it, boys. Well, thanks for joining us. Shackelford, any closing remarks? Sean, I know you sit on mute, but Sean's actually the brains behind this whole operation. Boys, I know I spend most of the time talking, but, we love you guys. We just want, the game to grow. So anything like this always helps, especially getting people through, when they're kind of cooped up and everybody's stress relief is ball hockey, whether they're a rec player or a beer leaguer or representing Team USA, man. This is what we love.
Yeah, I'll close it out and again just say thank you all for joining us tonight. Definitely appreciate you taking the time. Look forward to more episodes like this from us. We're going to kind of do like a weekly cadence as best we can and just kind of get through this quarantine situation with nothing but ball hockey on your news feed. So appreciate you guys again and stay tuned.
Thanks for having us.
All right, guys.
Great job, guys. Keep up the good work.
Have a good one.
Thanks, boys.
Go Bruins.